How to prove to your ex that you have changed during the no contact period. First and foremost, if you are watching this video, I commend you because I know how difficult it can be to utilize a no contact period. And we talk about it all the time on the channel, and we say, you know, it is incredibly beneficial and you should do it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. But at the end of the day, everybody's situation is different. Your situation is different. So the subjective experience is difficult, right? Somebody like myself coming to you and objectively saying, hey, look, being in a no contact period is the best thing for you. Sure, rationally speaking or logically speaking, you can say, yes, I know that, but there's still a lot of feelings that are involved. So if you have been in a no contact period or you're just starting a no contact period, I know how difficult it can be. And the most asked question during that period is, how do I prove to my ex that I have made the changes necessary, right? And that's why I wanted to create this video. This is why I wanted to provide you with a couple of things that you can utilize, or honestly, just information for you to chew on a little bit. But before we jump into that, if this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you don't know who I am, my name is Danny and I'm one of the head coaches here at the With My Ex Again project. And if you've already been part of the community for a while, welcome back. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. The first thing that I tell somebody who comes to me and we have a one-on-one coaching session and they talk about the no contact period and your goals and what you want to achieve and how do you show that you've made changes, the first thing is embracing silence. And silence and space is your friend. A lot of people struggle with this idea, but understand that it is the period, right, for you to essentially reconstruct yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you have to completely change as a person. I'm not saying that you have to become somebody totally different, because at the end of the day, the most important part of this process is for you to authentically remain yourself. It's just about editing or modifying particular patterns of behavior that were not beneficial in the relationship, right? Focusing on those things, seeing those things, knowing what needs to change, identifying them, and moving forward with changing them, essentially. So not reaching out, focusing on yourself and understanding that this period for you to prioritize yourself is crucial in making this happen, right? And achieving your goals. Silence is so difficult because when we are in a period of not talking to our ex, we feel like we don't really have control of the situation. We don't know in which direction we should be going. We feel like we may not have made the right decision. And the reason for why is because when we are at our lowest point, we need validation. We need to feel like the choices that we are making are the right choices. And I get that. But understand something. You choosing to be silent is actually control. It's not that you are out of control. It's not that you don't have control of the situation. You are actively choosing to remain in a no contact period, which within itself is the very definition of having control. You are controlling your environment. You are controlling what you feel you need in that moment in it. Even if you feel like you don't need it because you want to know what your ex is thinking, we are thinking long-term goal here, not short-term. The second thing is understanding the why. So for example, if you were needy, the space and the silence will show a change in your behavior because you're doing the complete opposite. If you were complacent or absent, understanding the power of habits can be a powerful thing, right? So your ex will likely reach out since habits are hard to break. And at this point, you can show the change by being present, empathetic, understanding. This change must be authentic. And the why is incredibly important. You know, we do these things to ourselves, and I feel like every person does this, where we have that voice inside of our head that makes us feel like we are doing everything wrong. that we are a shitty person, that we're making the wrong choices. It's that negative voice in our head. And the one thing that I tell people all the time, and I would tell you if we were sitting down and having a one-on-one conversation, is that voice that you have inside your head that speaks so poorly, would you speak to a friend in that way? Right? And the answer 99.9% of the time is no, absolutely not. I would not. And the second thing here is understanding that it's a matter of mindset and perspective. So changing our perspective, changing the way in which we think, how we view the situation is incredibly important. Changing how we word things in our head. So instead of focusing on the how, focus on the why. The how is that how can this person do this to me? How could they break up with me? How can they leave me in this situation? How can they, have moved on with their lives so quickly? How can they ignore me? Because what that actually does is it puts us in a position where we victimize ourselves. And for me, the most important part is to actually get to the root. So asking the why. Why would they leave? Why were they unhappy? Why were they dissatisfied? Why was I in a relationship that I was dissatisfied with? You're a priority as well. So focusing on the why is incredibly important. Now, I want to be clear because I know victimization and the word victim is a hot trigger button for a lot of people. And if you are in a situation that is incredibly toxic, there's domestic violence, there's all of these things, then absolutely there is validity to how you are feeling in your response and the experience and all of those things. What I am saying is that we have a tendency of fueling our insecurities and allowing ourselves to get to such a dark, negative space because we don't necessarily know or have the healthy tools to get out of it. So just switching the verbiage helps from the how to the why, right? Showing your ex the changes will come. If you focus on the process, if you focus on healing, if you focus on identification of the issues and analyzing the situation from an objective place, the opportunity will present itself. If you're so focused on the logistics of it all, right? Like, well, how can I text them? When can I text them? How do I call them? How do I run into them? How do I do all of these things? You're focusing on the wrong things. That will come. Focus on the healing, the embracing of the silence, the understanding of the why, like I said, and I guarantee you the opportunity will present itself. And then at that point, we can strategize how to really leverage these changes that you have made. So if you are in this situation, if you feel like you've gone through the process and now you're at the stage where you really want to show your ex the changes, reach out, book a one-on-one coaching session. Everybody's situation is different, everybody's circumstance is different, and that's why we recommend one-on-one coaching sessions, because the way in which we apply strategy is different per person. It's not one blanket strategy. So if you are at this point, or generally speaking, if you're just starting the process and you need support and help, I am more than happy to support you through that process. I will provide a link in the description box down below so that you can book your session and we can start helping you regain control of your life in this moment. If you've been through this before, if you have general questions, please make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. I read as many of them as I can. I respond to as many as I can. And generally speaking, if you just want more information, you can visit the websites. We have a ton of free articles and blogs. We have more YouTube videos with whatever it is that you feel you may need. I will also provide a link for the website down below. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.